Good morning. It's Saturday the 26th of October. It's about 9:30 and I'm on the Beersbridge Road, East Belfast, outside one of the most well-loved primary schools. That is now about to close at this location and relocate. This is Elmgrove Primary School. And these are just a few daylight shots of what the pupils and staff would have seen coming to the school. And this is the Connswater Greenaway, the Beersbridge Road Greenaway. In another month or so the school will be gone, and moved about a mile to the old Ervine site. And I said later on in the video that Elmgrove was built in 1936. It wasn't. It was built in 1932, along with several other primary schools in East Belfast. But the old school is just too old. It's got 600 pupils in it now. It was built for 1,000 pupils back then, and it's probably going to be demolished. Probably. I can't see how it's going to survive. Fascinating building architecturally, never mind anything else. And on Thursday night past I joined a group of parents and pupils, ex-pupils, former pupils, people who had been to the school over the years, and we got a tour round of the school, and I'll show you that video shortly. But I wanted to let you see the school in daylight. Somebody's bicycles. Somebody's bicycles in there. My goodness. Remember the days of the old schoolyard, as Cat Stevens used to sing. And things change, things move on, and Elmgrove is no different from anywhere else. It has served its day. On the Beersbridge Road. So it's bye-bye Beersbridge. this is me. I'm on the last tour of Elmwood Primary School. This is Thursday the 24th of October 2024.
We're gonna go to assembly. You know what the assembly hall is. So we're gonna move on to the assembly hall, and there are a few things to look through as well. And there's a nice, and I can actually you actually
92 years later, the building was admittedly having aged and seen some adaptations, retains the very similar character and beauty. So the architect was Mr. RS Wilshere, and I'm going to let you have a little look. It was originally intended for 1,000 children coming from recently closed oversubscribed schools, including St Donald's, Beersbridge, Ledley Boys and Simpson Memorial. So I'm going to let you have a little look in 1 wee minute in the assembly hall with its striking tall bay windows and deep recesses and platform flanked by brick piers. Our assembly hall is unquestionably the very centre point of our school. Capable of hosting large gatherings of pupils, it is currently home to weekly assemblies, drama performances, concerts, school concerts, and then you'll have a little look, you'll see that we've actually started to pack up to move over to the new school. So if you want to come in, I did a timeline. So the timeline starts on the blue boards and then it moves over here, so it shows you the different principals throughout the years as well. So I'll let you come in.
And where do you remember you were? No. No. Did you know that? Oh yes, because that's from
And we're in the school assembly hall. This is the hub of the school.
I'm just stand over here, and whenever you've had a wee look and are ready to move on, you can just come over. But I'll give you a little bit of time.
How many pupils at the school at present?
Oh, I would say there's possibly about 600 pupils.
600 at the minute?
Yeah.
And that will possibly grow whenever
We move over to the Avenue site. And then what we'll do is when we move over to the Avenue site, we'll be doing a tour of it as well. Now there obviously won't be all of the history and things like that. But yes, there'll be another tour, let people have a look.
And you said that the architect for this school was...
RS Wilshere.
Yes, and he built a number of primary schools.
I think he designed, yeah, he did.
He did Nettlefield, so he did.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm nearly sure he did, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And you said that the school was built for around 1,000 pupils at that time?
It was built for 1,000 pupils, yeah.
1936?
That's right.
And alumni that have been to this school, Billy Bingham, David Ervine, who else now?
Well, Van Morrison.
Van Morrison and there's another one, another big one.
I wonder if I got it. It might actually be on that leaflet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it might be there too.
Right, okay. Very big on one.
In actual fact, I think it's on here, on one of these.
Yes.
Where was it? I wonder, is it over here? I definitely did. How are you? Hello, not too bad. How are you? I'm alright. Having a good time.
So built in 1936.
pupils, Van Morrison, George Jones.
Oh my, George Jones.
Yeah, that was, I knew there was one because I made that
And Billy
up.
Bingham and David Ervine. So
Yeah.
before, the Blanchflowers never came here
I'm not sure now.
because they lived close off Hindford Street as well.
Oh, right,
I
okay.
think of Lansdowne, they were Ravenscroft primaries.
Ah, good man yourself. That's a man who I love having people like you near me, boy. Good man. Good man. So Danny and Jackie Blanchflower didn't come to this school. It was Billy Bingham, George Jones, David Ervine, and Van the man Morrison. And here's old roll books here.
That's an orange skim.
Dating from what, 1962?
Well, I was Euston Street, so I should be 63. I went to P1 on Euston Street and then P2 here, right up there.
Oh man. Well, you can see from the walls that this is a well-used and elderly school. But I love old schools like this. They've got such character.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. So I'm going to take you down to the P3 corridor. All right. So we now find ourselves
Looks like a
in
staff
what
room.
is historically known as the junior school.
No, that's a classroom.
I've done far too much talking today. To this day, younger members of our school frequent these classrooms. Although P1s and 2s are currently in porta cabins on the grassy area outside at the back of the school after having spent several years on the Avonlea site. This is the P3 corridor. Not only currently plays host to classrooms and activity-based learning, which is our play. The children would go and have different types of play once a week, but they also transformed as sleeping quarters every year for our Scripture Union sleepover. Just outside on the left-hand side, you'll see our lovely woodland area, which has contained a nature trail and an area for outdoor learning over the years. So, one of these classrooms once contained a class of children lying under their tables as they heard a nearby aircraft spluttering and feared it would crash into the school. The date was the 10th of October 1972 and the children were almost correct. It did nearly crash into the school. Records show that the aircraft in fact crashed into Calvert's factory, situated very close to the school. And actually on my first tour around, there was a lady and her mother-in-law, the pilot was brought into her house, and actually the pilot survived, which is crazy. It's unbelievable. So we're going to keep on walking around here until we get to the
Great.
To our P4 learning support classrooms, and it also has the sunshine and nurture room. Formerly infant rooms, the room sizes are a little bigger than those at the back corridor in the senior school. In 1976, an infamous fire broke out and destroyed the back half of the infant block, which was then consequently knocked down. Porta cabins were used to house pupils for at least 3 years. Apparently the two main roof joints caught fire, meaning that the roof gave way entirely and the devastation was clear. By 1984, a brand new wing, which cost £250,000, was built. The new wing came complete with a community area, which you can see it used to be grass before. I'm now going to walk you round to the principal foyer and let you have a little look at some memorabilia and some roll books and things like that, and tell you a little bit more once we get round there. All right? Right.
My P3 classrooms are back. Yeah, as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mrs. Ryan. She was the one that went to the languages.
It's going to be owned by the EA, but I'm not sure what's going to become of this school. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it is until the
Caretakers.
So it's the 18th of November.
Cleaners.
That was the end of the
Thank you.
This one boulders?
I love the rounded arches here. I'm just thinking, thousands of children have literally passed through
Just saying,
this school.
out here there is
There's a lot of memories.
big tall windows.
There's a lot of memories and a lot of history
Assembly hall, big tall windows, and
connected to this old building. Almost in use for 90 years.
Secretary's office, which originally was the school medical room and our principal's office. So I'm kind of hoping it might clear if it doesn't will go on now, and if you want to come back rather than have a congestion. So our current acting principal is Ms. Russell, and she might be here. As we reflect back on our principals, we had Mr. Sullivan, Mr. Clemenson, Dr. Hunter, Mr. Thompson, Mr. Hutchinson and Mrs. Jeffers. This office has been home to many important decisions and has often acted as people's first experience of Elmgrove. Hello. So there are upstairs classrooms as well, which hold two very big P7 classes, and there used to be a cookery room and a science room. So I'm going to take you up to the community room. Because we'll see if we can have a wee look in here first.
I'm no chicken.
Wow. Isn't that fabulous? Pottery mosaic.
I'm going to just keep on going down to the
I love this.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
There's someone said when I was over there we were all bunched in the dark.
And this is the school office.
It definitely wasn't dark at 3 o'clock. There we go.
Alright, take her now, safe home.
Oh wow, big map.
And it contains 16 acorn computers. So if you go round here, you're going to see
Wow, remembering the Titanic, isn't that good to see? Brilliant.
Wilshere School, and the rooms were built with two large quadrangles, one of which you can see now here. From the beginning, and the quadrangles were turfed with some tiles put in the middle. So our community room was the nuclei of our school. Known to some, it used to be the art room, and it's got a kiln. And it's a fantastic space that has served as a classroom for various Key Stage 2 children, with its large big windows and facing towards the caretaker's house, which hasn't been in use in a long time. These walls are also thicker because during World War II it meant that there was space for groups to congregate when the bombing spree happened. So I'm going to let you go, just have a wee look. There's lots of memorabilia if you like.
I remember this, the art
Here, you'll see how to your left, the silver cabinet, out to the left is your other quad, so there's
I think the walls, I definitely have to say things up and on here and
Photograph from 2002. There's Brian Mahoney. Remember him well. A lot of other memorabilia here. There's the naughty corner. I love it.
He was wanting someone.
How are you?
oh my goodness me.
guys, there's no stuff out on the table, probably nosy about this is supposed to be
Well, there's so many people here remembering
Of course, she wants to do this.
the way it was.
Where do you want to do that? Here or away? Queen's lovely. And what type of psychology would you like to do? You don't know yet. You could do educational psychology, you could be in schools or
What did you call this room?
This was the community room.
Community? What would you mean by that?
Well, there used to be groups that would have come in and taken part. So the Friday focus would have been sort of people from the community and things like that. So when I first started 14 years ago,
Right.
I would have come in and done a bit of art with different, because that was what I was employed as, to basically roll out art throughout primary school. So
Right.
and yeah, they would have done training and they would have done different things for the community. So that was why it was called the community room.
Right, okay. So this is
It was an art room as well.
this is the community room where different community groups would come in and meet the children. Out of the community room, I'm not quite sure where we're going.
I'm not going to be too hungry this week whenever I can't reach up.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is the senior school aspect of the side of the building, and these rooms serve as P5 and 6 classrooms. So I'm going to take you on up here. Okay.
One round and trying. Find all the alumni things that we must have thrown in there whenever.
My goodness. So the corridor is flanked by boys and girls toilets. Initially boys and girls, separate respective entrances along the cloakrooms according to the original blueprint. The cantilever windows at the front of each of the classroom once opened but are now covered by notice boards due to their age and increasingly lack of wall space. So I'm going to take you on up to the staff room because there's more things in the staff room to let you have a little look at as well. So the second room was thickened walls during World War II. And again, it acted as congregating area during bombing sprees. This excellent space now presents as a staff room. Unlike previous layouts in Elmgrove, there's only one staff room, complete with large door and display cabinets. You may have once known this room as the school library, or going further back, it would have been the woodwork room. So,
You just love the paintings on the walls. And this is the staff room. The staff room.
you're all right, thank you. So this is really the last in a part
When you are very famous. Right?
So thank you for joining us on our Bye Beersbridge event. It's also important to be given a chance to say goodbye and to finish well. As you've wandered around the historic, beautiful building, this evening, reminiscing and digesting. We hope that it's given you a chance to say goodbye. So, I'm not sure if we're still...
I can show you where it is.
Are we still doing tea and coffee?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it stopped at 7, but...
I'm not very sure, because usually we now get you to go to the canteen and we would all... Well, I nip over and see if it's...
Yeah, you
I'll have a look.
Yes, after all the tours, we were finishing with teas and coffee, but we're meant to finish.
We all just like to talk, so we've all run over, but Lindsay's going to stay. You can still get a wee one.
Do I remember me? Sorry. That's what I don't know.
Look at the hairstyles and the clothes. And I came through Stranmillis College with that guy there. I recognise him. Nearly sure.
It's not our group. Our group's there. One of that's for talking in there, is it not? I see. Oh, I'm here. She's from up here.
Now you can go ahead. Nice things for you. Tea, coffee, and enjoy it.
Like, have yourselves tea and coffee.
And we wish Elmgrove all the very best in the years and decades still to come. And there's been a fabulous turnout of ex-pupils and such like.
That'll make me a bit emotional.
This is the way out, isn't it? Oh, jolly good, jolly good. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that's brilliant. So that's bye-bye to Elmgrove Primary School on the Beersbridge Road. Place that holds so many memories for so many people. And a big thank you to all members of staff who served over the years. So that's bye-bye to Elmgrove Primary School on the Beersbridge Road. Place that holds so many memories for so many people. And a big thank you to all members of staff who served over the years. Built 1936, just prior to the Second World War. And the staff tell me that they are all excited about the new move, but there's mixed emotions. There's a lot of sadness because there's a lot of memories of the old school that will be gone, except that they're in people's minds. And it's great that the the staff and whatnot have given former pupils the opportunity to take this wee nostalgic walk round of the school. And there you go. As I say, we wish the staff and pupils of Elmgrove Primary all the very best in their new purpose-built building. Now this is the leaflet that visitors to Elmgrove Primary received on entering last night, and it says whenever the building was opened, it was actually opened in 1932. I thought it was 36, but it was 32. It says pleasing features, cloistered walks and large quadrangles. These words featured in one of the headings of a newspaper article written in 1932 detailing the opening of this beautiful old building that we now know as Elmgrove Primary School 92 years later on the Beersbridge Road. And the building, whilst admittedly having aged and seen some adaptations, retains that very same character and beauty outlined in the article. Along with other local schools, the building was designed by architect Mr. RS Wilshere, and I think he was responsible for building a number of nearby local primary schools, maybe Nettlefield and Euston Street, I'm not quite sure. And the building was intended to house over 1,000 children. There's 600 there at the minute, and around 25 teachers and 75 other staff like classroom assistants. 1,000 children coming from recently closed or oversubscribed schools such as St Donard's, Beersbridge, Ledley Boys, Simpson Memorial and McQuiston Memorial. The principal back then was Mr. Sullivan, and the building was split into a single-storey junior school and a senior building with one two-storey wing. I think the boys and the girls, girl pupils had separate entrances. So it's detailing all about the computer suite, the library, the community room. Something quite interesting in the community room. The walls of this room are thicker compared to the rest of the school. They were thickened during the World War II, meaning that the space served as a congregating area in the event of a bombing raid. Well, it says bombing spree, but I'm going to say bombing raid. So almost like a bomb shelter. What else is it saying? It's talking about the P5 and P6 corridor and the staff room. And then on this sheet here, it's talking about the corridor artwork, and you notice that on the video, brilliant artwork. It's talking about upstairs, it's talking about the principal's foyer, and then mentions all the different principals in the past: Mr. Sullivan, Mr. Clementson, Dr. Hunter, Mr. Thompson, Mr. Hutchison, Mrs. Jeffries. This office has been a home to many important decisions and has often acted as people's first experience of Elmgrove. And it's talking about the assembly hall, the sort of centre point of the school, where all activities, events took place. Talking about the projector room, tucked away in behind that you wouldn't actually see it. I was talking about people that came to the school in the past. George Jones, Van Morrison, Billy Bingham, David Ervine, to name but a few. And then on the final page, we've got an interesting story. It's talking about the P3 corridor, and one of these classrooms on the P3 corridor once contained a class of children lying under their tables as they heard a nearby aircraft spluttering, and they feared it would crash into the school. The date was the 10th of October 1972, and the children were almost correct. It nearly did crash into the school. Records show that the aircraft in fact crashed into Calvert's factory, situated very close to the school. So that would have been a catastrophe if it had hit the school at the time. And down at the bottom, thank you very much for joining us today to say bye-bye Beersbridge. It's always important to be given the chance to say goodbye and finish well. As you have wandered around this historic, beautiful building this evening, reminiscing and digesting, we hope that you have been given the chance to say goodbye. And I appreciated actually getting a walk round. Didn't get that whenever I left Newtonbury High School, although I did slip into the school before it was amalgamated with Knockbreda, and I filmed it all the corridors and whatnot. Anyway, that's bye-bye Beersbridge. Personally, actually, I'm sorry to see it go. I thought it was so full of character inside, and such happy memories for so many youngsters.